Jamaica, you ready? Time for peace and love and fun. Time for crime and violence done, yeah. Come together, make it right. We can do it if we all unite.
Young men and women who have minor offenses in their lives, how do we help them to reintegrate so that they don't choose major offenses? Because a lot of our young people end up with major offenses because when they choose them, they have a minor offense, even not so minor. Let us say in school they have a bad fight and they've stabbed somebody and then go to prison. When they come out, they are labeled and we don't give them a chance. We don't give them a chance. We have to have effective policing and justice processes, and in that, to have effective policing and justice processes, we have to, for mindset change, get people to begin to trust and have conversations with the police, with the court system, to not feel like if I have an interaction with the police means that I am betraying somebody, that kind of thing. Have those kinds of conversations and begin those conversations and begin to facilitate those conversations. Not to tell people, but to facilitate. So the second thing about a UFC champion, so a UFC champion is a believer. Believing it is possible. Believing that violence is an epidemic and we have to change it now. Right? Believing in working together and believing in volunteerism. Right? A UFC champion is a facilitator. Right? They don't dictate. They help people to come to it. They have a conversation about it. Right? This is what a UFC champion is.
If a person go for murder, you're kind of afraid that it's going to reoccur. So you kind of keep that person at distance to say, okay then, let my family or friends stay away from this particular
because they might murder again.
Because they might.
Right. So let me explain to you now. So part of that will be, and this will be part of the training, you will meet some of these men who were incarcerated for murder. They are actually messengers now, and they are part of the UFC champions, a group called Men with a Message that was developed by the CSJPT. These are persons who are ex-prisoners. One was on death row for murder, who now go to school and talk to children about why to make a different choice, what he has learned.
We have to try to change the mindset of the persons at the top. I mean, in government, for example, who, for these persons who have been incarcerated and even for them to get parole, one of the criteria is that they must be employed. However, or somebody is willing to employ them. This is one of the criteria. However, the government will not employ them. But yes, the government is the one who formulates these criteria that these persons are to be employed or sure that they're going to get employment for them to be given.
So part of the changes will also be some amount of advocacy. So maybe an advocate group will be formed, an advocacy group will be formed that deals with that in particular. How do we change our rules such that for particular, if you are locked up for stealing money, maybe you can't work in the financial sector again, but you can work in the Ministry of Tourism instead of Ministry of Finance. So how do you then advocate for those things? But I don't want us to get into fixing the problems. I want us to get to understand what it is that we are tackling, because we could get into fixing every problem here. Then there's the social development, which is the biggest one. And the biggest thing inside of social development really is around parenting and inclusion of youth. Those are two, if you look at all of the outcomes that have been agreed by all of these people that come together, it's parenting and youth and inclusion of youth. And then there's situational development. Our pride in our communities, how we keep our communities clean, how do we make them safer, how do we create spaces for entertainment that are safe spaces for entertainment, right? Rather than saying, okay, the noise going to bother me, so no noise. Instead, okay, let's agree the space that can be noisy and fix that space and make sure entertainment occurs.
Jamaica, you ready? Time for peace and love and fun. Time for crime and violence done, yeah. Come together, make it right. We can do it if we all unite.